This is your host of the Startup Junkie, and in today's show, I'm going to talk to you about taking control of your financial future. And you might be saying, damn, AJ, not you. They haven't gotten to you. You're not going to sound like every other quote unquote financial guru online. Well, I guarantee you, today's show is going to be different from anything else you've ever heard. So check it out. Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome to today's Startup Junkie. I am your host, AJ. And of course, if you are checking us out, no matter what platform you're checking us out on right now, whether it's Facebook, Periscope / Twitter, or YouTube, definitely share this post, make your comments, chime in, because today's topic is so relevant to you taking control over your financial future. And as I did in the intro, no, this has nothing to do with me selling you anything, nothing to do with me giving you some type of course that you can log into and pay me the illustrious $997. That's $997, where I will be offering you, champagne wishes and caviar dreams. No, none of that bullshit. But speaking of shit has definitely hit the fan, and I have to share with you today. Okay, so many of you who follow me on Facebook, thank you very much for that, by the way. Thank you for all the likes. Be sure to thumb us up, okay? Be sure to subscribe to our new YouTube channel. We have very, very little, number of subscribers, and we are depending on you to help us grow. And to be quite frank with you, it lets me know that bringing you this content is even worth it, okay? Whether or not you appreciate it, all the thousands of dollars that we've spent to bring you this show. And we want to make sure that, we can share something with you of value, something of importance. And that's why we highly encourage you to chime in. Now, there are a couple things that you really, really need to know about what's going on, okay? And specifically, I am speaking to the business owners. Now, yesterday, I talked and spoke directly to those people who were still waiting for stimulus checks. I shared ample resources with you to check on the status of your your stimulus check. And I even let you know about my predictions on the next stimulus package. Now, I got to tell you, some cash needs to be infused into the economy in order to keep it going. The thing is, though, cash has been squandered, at least in my opinion, into this economy by some of corporate culprits, I should call them that. And, and I'm just going to let you, share with me your opinion on whether or not you think I might be accurate in what I'm saying here. Right. All right. So here's the deal. Through some research, we discovered that part of the Paycheck Protection Program, many companies that were not small companies, such as 500 employees or less, actually got a lot of that money. Some of those people in those positions finagled their way around getting not only up to the $10 million, which was the complete maximum, but some of them even got, $20 million. Chris was one, right? Because they basically used subsidiaries to claim, this is our small business, which, by the way, is not. They have fucking 5,000 employees, right? And we also have these subsidiaries to where we need the other 10 million. So they got 20 million. Shake Shack, Potbellies, a bunch of other companies got it, but all those companies actually start returning money, right? But here is the kicker. Who do you think, or what industry do you think actually absolutely 100% got a lion's share of the 2.2 trillion, or how much of that 2.2 trillion that was allocated to protect paychecks? Which industry do you think actually got a lion's share of that money? Well, I'm going to save you the guessing. It was the aviator industry. It was the airline industry, which they received the tune of $58 billion, right? And that's spread across all these multiple airlines, right? But if you have been paying attention, right? And this is why I entitled today's episode of the Startup Junkie, I'm looking to build an army of financial independent thinkers, people that can do it for themselves. And I'm going to tell you more details about that. All right. So here's the deal. $58 billion to the aviation industry. It has just come out that American Airlines is going to be furloughing and laying off and cutting hours contractually, what they can do legally of mechanics. Laying off workers. They're going to be laying off line share or a nice percentage of their actual pilots. And here's something else just to share with you, because not only do I just hop on the mic, but because I am an educator, because I do teach an MBA program, because I do always stress to my students that they back up whatever they say with, relevant and credible sources, cited references, cited sources. I have done that for you today inside of the body of this post. Just look down. Right. Now, check this out. According to a Business Insider article, all right? And this just was released like a couple of days ago. Leaked memo reveals United Airlines. Now, remember, I was talking about American Airlines just a second ago with their layoffs, their massive layoffs, right? But leaked memo reveals United Airlines will force administrative workers to take unpaid days off. The airline is even suggesting employees quit their jobs ahead of the layoffs. Like, what does that have to do with the stimulus and the $58 billion that went to this industry? And also a complete breakdown via this link of who got what in terms of which airlines, how much they got, and what is in the body of this post. Now, are they doing anything wrong? Some people might say yes, other people might say no, but here is the whole caveat to this situation. When the leaders or the CEOs and the CFOs and the CLOs, and when top leadership of all of these airlines actually met in the White House to discuss the industry, they signaled, and you'll find this in the article too, they signaled that, hey, look, we can only be this money that you're going to give us. We appreciate the stimulus. Thank you very much. We will take it, right? But after September, we're going to have to make some drastic changes, right? We're going to have to lay some people off. We're going to have to cut some hours. We're going to have to furlough some workers, right? We're going to have to do this in order to, one, protect shareholders. Yes, that's right, protecting shareholders. They're back to that again, right? To protect, and this is just an inference for me, so this is just my opinion, but to protect investors, to protect, the golden parachutes, at least in my opinion, of a lot of those head managers in these airline companies. I think that they're protecting all of that. And that's just my opinion. Now, $58 billion, but it was not like they didn't say, hey, look, we appreciate the money, but after September, that's it. And guess what? Even within the acceptance of the money, it was made clear that after September, things were going to have to drastically change. And so they start announcing the potential layoffs and what's coming. Now, I can tell you that May 4th was the day, yesterday. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone too, because today is May 5th. May 4th was the day that everyone was supposed to convene and really start talking about a second stimulus package, right? what was going to be in it. I'm not talking about the 3.5 that they passed already. I'm talking about phase 4 or CARES Act 2. That's what I'm talking about. We have not heard anything on that as of yet, although we have heard that one of our favorite friends who actually ran for president, not so long ago, and of course, I'm talking about Mr. Bain Capital himself. I am talking about Mitt Romney actually put forth what they call the Patriotic Pay Act, and it's so convoluted. It basically would increase your pay per hour, but it would require you actually staying on your job, and the increase per hour would only be they would basically still put some of the responsibility on employers to actually pay. I think it's like $3 of like $12 or $15 that they were going to add on top of whatever you make an hour. And then it had also something to do with how much you actually make per hour. So when I say the shit is convoluted, it's very, very convoluted. So breaking that down to you right now is not the purpose of this live today. The purpose of this live today is for you to think about what can you do right now to become a financial independent thinker, to do your own thing. What can you do right now? What can you do? It is very clear that just pumping money into the economy is not going to work, because as you could tell with the airline industry, with the United, with the American Airlines, that people will still be, 1, furloughed, 2, have hours cut, and 3, just simply fired. I mean, it's just that simple. So what special talent do you have, okay, that you can put forth to the world and really start, generating a financial future for you and your family? What do you have? What do you have? More importantly, what support system do you have to actually do? We honestly cannot depend on anyone but us to take care of ourselves. And it's just that simple. That's startupjunkie.io. Okay. Remember that social site. Now, here's the other thing. I would like to take a poll. Please, if you would like this, drop a Y for yes in the chat, in the body of this live, to let me know that you would like a webinar, right, where you can attend, and I need a minimum of 10 people on this webinar, right, where you can ask any question that you would like about starting a business, about how to get funding, about what you can do right now, even in the midst of this current environment. Okay, so I need you to drop a Y in this post, and if you do that, and if I get 10, then what I will do is I will set up a webinar to where you don't have to download Zoom, right? All you would have to do is click one button and boom, you're in. You get to ask questions. You get to interact with me face to face. You get to interact with other members on my team, and we'll be able to help you. And there's absolutely no selling. There's no pitch. There's nothing else later. This is about us building an army of independent financial thinkers, okay? Financial warriors, financial soldiers that are taking control, of the situation, putting it in their own hands. Because truthfully, all those people that I've pitched, and I know you've seen me, I've pitched you before, you business owner, you business owner, you. Many of you guys didn't take advantage of what I was offering then. We're getting calls from a lot of you guys who did not, but realized that now the way to make it, the way right now to do what you have to do is to leverage technology to the best of your benefit. It does not matter what industry. And I'm not just talking about going live. That's not what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about just streaming stuff, okay? I'm talking about a complete system, all right? And in the webinar, we're going to talk about that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about, how do you set up a payment gateway? How do you lead people to your site? How can you tell how many people are actually coming to your website? how can you track sales, how you can build what they call a supply chain. Like this webinar will be intense. It'll be a minimum of an hour and 15 minutes to maybe an hour and a half. So yes, be prepared, bring some coffee, bring your notepads. Actually, you really don't have to do that because you'll have access to the webinar later and you'll get a chance to ask all the questions you would like. Now, you might be saying, AJ, why are you doing this? All right. Well, whether it was at Boston when I got my first master's or graduate school, or whether it was at University of Massachusetts Amherst Eisenberg School of Management where I got my MBA. And I'm not saying that to impress you, but to impress upon you the one thing that those schools did for the students. They invited us to what is called Coffee Talk Sundays, right? And so we were able to meet with the professors who were not just theory guys, who had literally had successful companies, who have sold their companies for hundreds of millions of dollars, tech companies, and we got a chance to ask them questions. And you want to know what? This is the same kind of treatment and the same kind of access that Steve Jobs had to, people that have come before him. So we're offering you the same thing. And there's no sales pitch, there's none of that. And I'm just saying all you need to do is to drop a why in the body of this post, and please share this post because I need at least 10 people for it to be worth my time. And I'm just keeping it real with you because time to me is the most valuable asset, right? I can always hire more people. I can always make more money, but I can't get back my time. And besides, you have never, ever, and I know you've heard me say this before, seen a Brinks truck at a funeral. All right. So drop that Y in there for me. I'm your host of the Startup Junkie, AJ. I don't have a whole lot to say to you, but I do want you to take advantage of me putting together this webinar. Once you drop the Y in there, I'm going to DM you. I'm going to say, hey, send me your email address so I can send you a private invitation once we actually build out the webinar, because we actually have to build out the webinar room to make it happen. And we're going to make it happen. You're the financial warrior. You're the financial person in your family. You're the person that's going to take advantage of everything that's going on right now. Because think about it like this. There were so many iconic companies that were born during the time of crisis. American Standard Insurance was one during the stock market crash in the early 1900s. So what are you going to do? So anyway, I'm your host of the Startup Junkie. Thank you for checking out today's episode of the Startup Junkie. Be sure to share it with your friends. Share it. Share this post with your friends. Let your friends know that there is an opportunity for them to ask questions of not only me, but other people on my team who are experts at what they do. And we're going to help, make this thing an independent thing. Today, we declare our independence. Be sure to share this post. Be sure to also check out the Startup Junkie live podcast on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, as well as iHeart Media. And you see the link inside the post, inside the body of this post. It is the link to my YouTube. So be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, AJ is out. Take care.